Good morning. It's Sunday morning. Yes, Sunday. Scale was pretty good to me again yesterday. Down another 4. I am officially in a new decade. The second number in my weight is an 8, and there are no more ages. There are no more estimations really of how long ago I weighed 180 something, right? But it is definitely good morning. It is definitely it's got to be 3rd or 4th grade, really. Probably I can't even imagine it be less. But man, it also puts in perspective, holy crap. I mean, I was a big kid, man. I was a big kid. It's something. It just, the one thing this entire journey has taught me is that you could easily say that everyone in our position has used food in a way it was never meant to be used. And, we all have issues. We all have trouble. We all have traumatic moments in our lives. And when you don't go through the process of working through those traumatic moments, but instead you look for comfort, you will find comfort, and then that will become your medication from the situation, right? It will become your medication from the situation, because once it works once, your brain is going to remember it. A neural pathway is created, and your brain is going to remember it, right? And it doesn't have to be traumatic. It can even be excitement, It could even be something that happened so good. It could be literally all spectrum of emotion. Could end up turning into food addiction, right? All spectrum of emotion. And it's all about the process of, going to comfort versus dealing with whatever the situation is, right? And the more we try to normalize it, and the more we avoid what we're supposed to actually be doing in this scenario, the more strong, or the more strength the comfort becomes. And this is not just with food, this is literally with everything. Everything that becomes an idol in our life, it's an escape. It's an escape. And some people, for that escape for some people is food. That escape for some people is alcohol. That escape for other people is drugs. That escape for other people is cigarettes. I mean, literally the list is endless. The list is endless. I mean, even to the point of social media, even to the point of television, movies, all of it. All of it can be the escape and provide the comfort, and easily become the addiction that you never thought it would become. Like, no one ever thinks I'm going to turn to food for comfort and have it become an addiction. But really, it's only an addiction for as long as you don't process the emotions. That's the biggest thing. 7 years, and I literally just celebrated 7-year anniversary on January 12th. 7 years on this journey that is the one takeaway I can give to you, is that your ability to process your emotion, especially if you're someone who seeks food for comfort, your ability to process the emotions of all of the traumatic events of your lives, not just the current ones, but the ones that started the behavior in the first place, because those emotions are certainly still there, right? They're certainly still there. They haven't gone anywhere. You might have forgotten about them, but they're down there deep. They're down there deep. And so long as food or alcohol or whatever it is your medication, these problems will never go away. And your ability to process them. And the thing is, if you manage to get strong enough to, say, manage your health, right? And this is where transference becomes a thing. But you still haven't processed the emotions. If you still haven't processed the emotions, all that's going to happen in the process is that your addiction will transfer to something else that provides comfort, right? You got strong enough to beat and create a scale goal that you love and stop turning to food for emotion. But you could probably place a bet in Vegas that there's something else. And maybe you haven't discovered what that is yet. And maybe you have. I've watched people go from being overweight to being healthy and then turning to alcohol and partying crazy, like crazy. I've watched people take charge of their health and instead start shopping and spending money crazily, right? All of these things, buying things you don't need, turning to things like alcohol, all of these things become just the next part of the evidence that you haven't processed the emotion. I'm not sure who this message is for today, but the one thing I could say to you is, until you really start to get deep in it and start to process the emotion, the evidence of whatever you seek comfort from will always be there. And maybe you think you succeeded, and maybe all it really happened is it transferred. But the one thing you can do is that becomes the next part of the journey, right? It becomes the next step in your growth, in your evolution, to become the man or woman you were always supposed to become. And maybe you don't see it yet, and I hope, one day, especially if you're in a situation of transference, I hope one day you see it. Because as long as there's an inability to cope with something, it doesn't mean you can't go back to food, right? So let's say you got a hold of your life when it comes to food, and you no longer turn to food for comfort, and you turn to something else. It can always come back to food. It's like what I used to say about, turning to a different kind of food in your emotion. How far apart, like if you always turn to chocolate when you're in your emotional state, how far apart is whatever the healthy thing is that you chose from the chocolate? Because I can guarantee that the chocolate's still in the house. So that's what I mean. We have to be able to process the emotion and move forward and become the greatest version of ourselves. It is Sunday. It is the Lord's Day. It is a painful football Sunday, the loss of the 49ers. But whatever you're doing today, enjoy your family, enjoy your worship, enjoy your football, enjoy your Sunday. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all.